You have been wearing your hair the same way for years, and nobody has told you the truth. Some of the most common hairstyles women over 70 wear every single day are quietly adding years to their face without them ever realizing it. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are covering the outdated hairstyles that age you the most, and exactly what to wear instead. By part 3, you will want to pause this video, walk to your mirror, and take a serious look. We are covering everything from the cuts that flatten your face to the lengths that drain your color, and one hairstyle mistake in part 5 that I see on nearly every woman over 70. Let's start with part 1, because this first one is more common than you think. 1. The perm that went too far. You got this perm to add volume. That made complete sense at the time. But here is what nobody told you. Tight uniform curls all over the head create a round, closed shape that pushes the eye inward instead of upward. And when your face needs lift, the last thing you want is a hairstyle pulling attention down and inward. This is the one I wish someone had whispered to me sooner. Tight perms were designed for a different era, and they are carrying that era with them wherever they go. The tightness compresses your crown. It adds width at the sides, and it frames the face in a way that reads heavy rather than refined. Your bone structure deserves better than that. Here is what ages you. Uniform curl density from root to tip flattens your entire silhouette and removes all sense of movement or softness. The fix is not about giving up curl. It is about choosing the right kind. Loose wave perms or soft body waves are modern, face-opening, and genuinely elegant on women over 70. They give your hair life without the helmet effect. If you love your natural curl, ask your stylist to cut for shape rather than letting curl alone define the silhouette. This one is everything. What to swap? Tight small rod perms for loose body wave perms that move naturally. The difference in how your face reads is immediate and dramatic. If your current perm is grown out, resist the urge to refresh it. Let it soften. That in-between stage is often the most flattering. Maintenance tip. Loose waves need moisture, not hold. Swap your firm hold mousse for a lightweight curl cream to keep the softness intact between salon visits. There is a second hairstyle mistake that is even more widespread than this one, and most women wearing it genuinely believe it is a safe, classic choice. Part 2 is going to change that entirely. 2. The blunt bob that cuts off your face. Have you ever looked at your bob in photos and felt like something was slightly wrong, even though you could not explain what? Here is the truth that most stylists skip over. A blunt jaw-length bob creates a hard horizontal line that cuts directly across the widest part of your face. After 70, the jawline naturally softens, and a blunt horizontal cut emphasizes exactly what gravity has changed, rather than working with your natural bone structure. Honestly, this is the one I see on the most elegant, stylish women, and it is the one holding them back without them knowing it. The line is too hard. The shape is too closed, and the weight of the blunt ends pulls the whole look down. Here is what ages you. The absence of layers or movement in a jaw-length bob draws a visual line across your face at exactly the wrong place. The result reads heavier and wider than your face actually is. The fix is softness. Ask your stylist for a textured or piece-wide bob that still reads as a bob, but lets the ends feather slightly. Movement at the ends opens the shape. It lifts the eye. It makes your beautiful eyes the focal point instead of your jawline. Yes, that simple. What to swap? A blunt one-length jaw bob for a textured or slightly angled bob. Longer at the front, gently feathered at the ends. The shift in how your face reads is extraordinary. If your bob is currently blunt, even a small amount of point cutting at the ends will transform the whole shape without losing the length you love. Maintenance tip. A textured bob needs a trim every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the shape intentional. Without regular trims, the feathering grows into a shapeless blunt line again. This is the one that made a woman I know stop mid-conversation and ask her friend what was different about her face, and the only thing she had changed was the ends of her bob. Part 3 is about a length mistake that affects far more women than this one. And the moment you hear it, you will understand exactly why your hair has felt off for years. 3. The length that drains your color. This one is quieter than the others. It does not announce itself loudly, but it is working against you every single day. Long hair past the collarbone. especially when worn straight or flat. Pulls color and light away from your face and redistributes it downward. After 70, your hair's natural texture changes. It grows finer. It loses the volume it once had. And long fine hair worn straight does not drape the way it did at 45. It clings. It flattens. It narrows the silhouette in ways that make the face look drawn rather than glowing. Your natural elegance deserves to be framed by your hair, not hidden behind it. Here is what ages you. Length without volume or structure creates a vertical weight that visually elongates and flattens the face. And when your hair is silver or white, that length pulls the eye away from the warmth of your skin entirely. The fix is not about cutting everything off. It is about finding the length that lives above the shoulder or grazes it, where the hair can frame your face without competing with it. Shoulder length to just below the chin is the most universally flattering zone for women over 70. There is one technique at this length that changes how your entire face reads on camera, and it takes your colorist exactly one appointment to do. Face framing highlights near the front sections of your hair pull warmth back toward your face, exactly where it belongs. That combination of the right length and strategic highlight placement is what makes women in their 70s look genuinely radiant rather than washed out. What to swap? Flat long hair for a shoulder-length cut with face framing layers. The moment the length comes up and the layers open, your cheekbones re-emerge. If you are attached to your length, try half-up styles that lift the sides. You will immediately see what the right framing does to your face. Maintenance tip: fine hair at shoulder length needs volumizing products at the root, not the ends, to keep the shape lifted and the frame around your face intentional. Part 4 is about a color and cut combination that is aging women by 10 years, and the women wearing it almost always think it looks sophisticated. 4. The mushroom cut that shrinks your face. Bold truth: this haircut is aging women over 70 more than almost any other style on this list. The mushroom cut, short at the nape, rounded over the crown, with no length variation, creates a single closed dome shape around your head. And a dome does the opposite of everything a flattering haircut should do. It removes height from the crown. It pushes volume outward at the sides. And it frames the face in a shape that makes your features look smaller rather than lifted and defined. This is not about short hair being wrong. Short hair on women over 70 can be extraordinary. This is specifically about the round dome shape, because that shape is what ages. Here is what ages you. Closed rounded volume with no height and no directional movement shrinks the visual size of your face and removes all sense of lightness from the top of your head. The fix is to redirect where the volume lives. You want height at the crown, not width at the sides. Ask your stylist for a short cut with vertical lift, tapered at the nape and sides, with movement and height through the top. This is the one that made a friend of mine pause mid-conversation and say she finally looked like herself again, after years of wondering why something always felt slightly off. What to swap? A rounded mushroom shape for a short cut with crown height and tapered sides. The vertical lift immediately elongates your face and brings your cheekbones forward. Even a small adjustment in where your stylist directs the volume can completely transform a short cut from dated to sophisticated. Maintenance tip: short cuts with crown height need a trim every 4 to 5 weeks. The moment the sides grow out, the lift collapses and the dome shape creeps back. Yes, that quickly. Part 5 is the hairstyle mistake I see on 9 out of 10 women over 70, and it is the most invisible one on this list, which is exactly what makes it so damaging. 5. The flat center part that divides your face. You have worn a center part for decades. It feels like you. And that familiarity is exactly why this one is so hard to see. A flat center part, especially with fine or thinning hair, splits your face directly down the middle and removes all volume from the area where you need it most. The crown. After 70, fine hair at a center part lies completely flat. There is no lift. There is no softness framing the face. And when there is no volume at the crown, the eye travels straight down, past your beautiful eyes, past your cheekbones, and lands on everything gravity has changed instead. Honestly, I wish this was talked about more openly, because this single detail is doing more quiet damage than most women realize. Here is what ages you. A flat center part with no volume creates a visual split that widens the appearance of the forehead while flattening the crown. And without that crown lift, your face loses all upward visual energy. The fix is a soft side part or a slightly off-center part with root lift through the crown. You do not need a dramatic change in style. You need a small shift in where the part begins, and a little volume directed upward at the root. That contrast alone, before the side part and after, is extraordinary. What to swap? A flat center part for a soft side part with root volume. Blow dry the crown upward and slightly to the side, and your entire face will open and lift immediately. If you love the idea of a center part, add a slight wave or texture to keep the hair from lying flat. Movement at the root changes everything. Maintenance tip. A volumizing root spray applied before blow drying is the one product that changes how your part sits. It lifts the hair away from the scalp and keeps the shape intentional all day. This one small change, your part, is the simplest transformation on this entire list. And it is also the fastest. The very next thing we are covering is the final mistake that ties everything together. And once you understand it, every hairstyle decision you make from here will be sharper, more intentional, and more you than ever before. 6. The color that kills your glow. This is the one nobody talks about loudly enough. You can have a beautiful cut, a modern shape, a flattering length, and one wrong color decision will undo all of it. The color mistake most women over 70 make is going too ashy, too flat, or too uniformly silver without any warmth woven in. Flat ash hair, even when perfectly cut, reads gray against your skin. And gray next to skin that has naturally lost some of its warmth is the fastest way to look 10 years older than you are. Your bone structure is beautiful. Your coloring is rich. The right hair color makes that visible. The wrong one hides it entirely. Here is what ages you. Flat cool-toned hair with no dimension pulls warmth away from your face and creates a visual tone match between your hair and your skin. The result is a washed-out, monochrome effect that erases contrast and vitality. The fix is dimension. Not dramatic highlights. Not a full color change. Just soft, warm tonal variation. A few shades of ivory, champagne, or soft wheat woven through silver. That creates movement and light within the hair. This is the technique that changes how your entire face reads. Full stop. What to swap? Flat single-tone ash or cool silver for a dimensional silver or white with warm ivory or soft champagne pieces near the face. The added warmth brings your skin tone forward and makes your eyes the first thing anyone notices. If you are fully natural silver, ask your colorist about a gloss treatment with warm undertones. It adds depth and luminosity without changing your natural color. Maintenance tip. A weekly purple or blue shampoo used for 2 minutes, not left on. Keeps silver and white hair bright and warm without tipping into brassy or yellow territory. You just gave your hair color the attention it has always deserved. And that shift alone will change the way you look and feel starting from your very next salon visit. You just learned 6 of the most common hairstyle mistakes women over 70 make, and exactly what to do instead. That is more honest, useful guidance than most women get in a decade of salon visits. Now you know what to ask for. You know what to avoid. And you know exactly what your natural elegance has been waiting for all along. Wear this knowledge with the confidence it was always meant to carry. Tell me in the comments. Which of these 6 mistakes were you making without knowing it? I genuinely want to know, and your answer might help another woman watching right now. Next time, we are talking about the clothing mistake that adds 10 years to even the most elegant outfit. And it is probably hanging in your wardrobe right now. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.